Back to today's broadcast. In fact, don't skip any part of this video. Try to watch to the end for you to understand the thing that is going on in this country. So, as it is, US, America, they have now located the people, the main people that is sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria. In fact, in this video, you are going to see everything and you are going to see the way everything is happening. And this our brother Okocha is going to explain to us what that is going underground and the main people that is causing all those things that is going on in Nigeria. But at the end, the government will tell you that they don't know what is happening. They know everything, and the man who revealed the secrets. In fact, you will see a lot that is going on. Just keep watching it and then don't skip any part of it so that for you to understand things that is happening. That is why you see no matter whatever that happens, no matter how the people cry, the government will tell you that they are on it. They are on it, but they will never be on it, because if they are on it, they know the sponsors, they know their boss, and they know everything about it. Today, the US, they have now located the main people, the source of all those people, their source of income. You know, whenever you want to destroy something or whenever you want to destabilize things, you must go down to the roots. Now, it is now the root cause of all those things they are now fighting against. And then that is what is now giving them fire to fire. And very soon, you will see things is going on. In fact, don't skip any part of it. I was about to watch, like, subscribe, and share for everyone to see things going on in Nigeria, because this issue of APC, Jagaban, and their sponsors and their kakus, they know everything. They know everything. Just that whenever they come, they will keep hiding under the grass, claiming that they are not into, or they don't know the sponsor of those people. Just watch by yourself so that you understand what we are saying here. So make sure you share it for everyone to see things going on in Nigeria.
Tuesday, June 23 is today, 2026. Good afternoon, everyone. Yesterday, I have a brief conversation with one man. He's from Kano State. He said he's an Hausa man. So after we talked for some time, I told him that if you really want to understand what is going on in Nigeria, go and listen to Commodore Kunde Olaumi. He's an Yoruba man, a Navy commodore. He was a Nigerian Navy officer. And this man is the only man, singular. I'm making a singular statement. This man is the only man who wanted the issue of terrorism, Islamization, and all this insurgency to end in Nigeria. You know why I'm bringing this up? I just saw on the website of the United States government, the United States Treasury. I saw it on their website. They are designating Mokhtar Mohammed Bureau de Change. They are designating it as a terror financier of the Islamic State, that is ISIS. That this Bureau de Change is the one that is helping ISIS to change money, receive donation from abroad. The money is flowing there. Even though they want to buy weapons, they use Bureau de Change. Now, what the United States is exposing today, I learned that from Kunde Olaumi in the year 2021. Yeah. Kunde Olaumi said that he himself, with his team, arrested 400 Bureau de Change people who were working hand in hand with the Boko Haram members. But up to today, they did not charge them to court. They did not try them. So, I encourage people to listen to Kunde Olaumi. This is the only man that has served in the Nigerian military that have solution to the problem of Nigeria. I want you to pay attention. He used to go to broadcast radio station, but now he's not doing that again. To talk about what he saw when he was leading the Nigerian intelligence, when he was leading an operation, both the DSS and the DIA. This man is not a man that's supposed to go to television to talk, because these are military spies. He has commanded warships across the world. He worked with Israel. He worked with France. He has worked with so many international military organizations. This man is an asset. But he abandoned all those things and violated his status. And he went to national television to tell Nigerians that, listen, what is going on in Nigeria is an Islamization. DSS is aware. When I was leading investigation, I asked DSS to bring out the document and information DSS has. If they release it, Nigeria is going to burn down. This is a man who has led operation. You understand? With all these people, he is coming out to tell you that look at that the problem of Nigeria is Islamization. Go and listen to. He made a 1-hour interview on Channel Television, another one in all those Info FM. Just type Kunle Olawumi. And he even have a YouTube channel, but he don't post it like that. He have about 10 videos there. You can go and watch. This man has helped Nigerians. This man told us everything. He is a very noble Yoruba man with integrity. Then, at the end, this man gave us an ultimate solution. He said, if we actually want this thing to end, I think the only solution is for them to divide Nigeria. I believe that this is the reason why this man they did not give him like Minister of Defense or Chief of Defense Staff, all those things. They retire him. After serving for 36 years, they retire him. He's a professor. They retire him. Like, this man knows Nigeria. Now, this man said that all this bureau de change, that these are the treasury of this terrorism in Nigeria. They are using them to do all sort of things. Then he made a statement on Channel Television. Why I'm saying this because I want you to go and watch it. You understand? And understand more everything I'm saying. So Kunle Olawumi made another statement. He mentioned 2 banks that are working with bureau de change that they are using to fund Islamization of Nigeria. And he said we should go and look for who is the manager of this bank, who owns this bank. You know, sometimes the information we have about Nigeria is not what we can say sometimes. Sometimes you will say it might even put you into trouble. It might put you into trouble if you say it. But when I see people who have nothing to lose, like Kunle Olawumi and the rest of them, if they come out to tell you the truth, I don't joke with it. I don't play with it. So, these people were facilitating ISIS, ISWAP, and I'm going to give you the greatest shock about this situation. Guess what? All of them are living in Lagos. It shock you? All of them are living in Lagos State. Now, this is the puzzle. Recently, you have seen the infiltration of terrorists in Lagos. Lagos State is a place where nobody would believe that terrorists could attack. Yesterday, you saw a bomb explosion in Lagos State. Lagos State is a state where nobody will believe that such a thing is going to happen. What that means is that anyone who is sponsoring a Islamization or sponsoring all this terrorism, we also like for his environment to be the same thing. The person will also like for his territory, Lagos State, to also fall under Sharia. So, this is a very clear vindication about what Kunle Olawumi said, that the people who are the treasury of these terrorists are bureau de change. And he mentioned another 2 Islamic banks. Go and watch his video.
I've served the military intelligence for the past 35 years. It has always been the case. Our problem is religion and socio-cultural. I mean, people will expect me to come here and start talking about kinetics, about operation and so on. I've been an operational commander all my life. I've commanded warships, I've commanded troops, I've commanded men outside Nigeria and so on. But I'm not going to come to your station to discuss kinetics. The problem is not kinetics. In 2017, 2016, I'm always a member of the Security and Intelligence Brief at the Defense Headquarters. I said the center of gravity of Boko Haram and insurgency in Nigeria are the sponsors of that program. It was beyond us. Because the job we need to do is kinetics. Fight, destroy places, resolve issues. Yep. But we cannot resolve issue of sponsors of Boko Haram that were in Buhari's government, that we know them.
When you say we, who?
I was in the military intelligence. Okay. And the defense headquarters staff that I work with, they know. And that was why we couldn't pursue that aspect that could have resolved that problem. Because you need to arrest people. And recently, 400 people were gathered are sponsors of Boko Haram. Why is it that government has refused to try them? You remember this Boko Haram issue started since 2012.
Yeah.
And I was in the military intelligence that time. We arrested those people. It is my organization that actually conducts interrogation and interview. And they mention names. I mean, I can't come on air and start mentioning names of people that are presently in government now that I know. Presently in government. That the boys that we arrested mentioned. Some of them are governors now. Some of them are in the Senate. Some of them are in Aso Rock. Why should a government try to cause this kind of embarrassment and insecurity to the sense of what happened yesterday? And the solution I gave them in 2017, because when I identified the center of gravity for General Lonshokin, and they couldn't pursue it, because some of them were ministers. And what I'm saying now, the Department of State Services are listening to me. They know them.
Yeah, you know, Commodore.
So the solution I gave them was that if we can't pursue the policy strategic level, because the people that we need to talk to are also, you know, going to be difficult to deal with. I said what they should do now is to conduct two things. We should buy blimps. The blimps are not UAVs. They are not drones. Blimps are equipment that can fly up to 10,000 feet, 30,000 feet, static if you want, mobile if you want, and they carry a lot of payload. We saw them in Afghanistan. We saw them in Kenya. This will be something that can give us real-time intelligence, and we can know where these bandits or terrorists, where they emanate from, when they finish operations that they've done, where they go back to.
Okay, well, let's
They did not buy this equipment up to. This government does not want to resolve this problem. They are escalating it because of tribal and religious sentiments.
So when you say this government does not want to resolve it, don't forget the same government has purchased. In fact, they're going to induct the Super Tucano jet because of, I mean, the insecurity situation. They have, the president has had to change guards, as it were, as a result of people's clamor. I imagine if that was not in the thinking, why would you go that length to make some of the, you know, some of the pronouncements, the meetings that have happened, the purchase, the change of guard and the rest? Why would they do all that if they don't want to sort this?
Because that is not the solution. What you just mentioned is not the solution. When you have a problem at policy level, strategic level, operational level, when you have a problem, what you need to do is to identify the center of gravity of that problem and attack it. That's what you do. What they are doing is not attacking the center of gravity of the problem of Boko Haram and insurgency. So if the president is buying Super Tucano, is changing service chiefs, that is not the solution. We are looking at the wrong side. It's not kinetic. It's politics.
Are you ruling out kinetic altogether?
I can't rule out kinetic because
so it's
a spectrum. It's a spectrum, you know, so you can't rule out something. But the center of gravity is what they should look at. And what is it? I'm saying it on this channel. It is the sponsor of Boko Haram and bandits.
And speaking about the sponsors, you know, when you say the DSS, and yeah, they could be listening to you, but so they profile, part of their responsibility is to profile all of these persons before they either vie for elections or before, excuse me, they are nominated for any of these positions. Doesn't that happen? Don't they get intel and say, look, this and this is what we found, and then we don't think that this should proceed further? Doesn't that happen?
It does. You know, when I worked with the DSS in 2007, because when Yaradua approved the operational order that we did, we now have to work together as a team. He actually forced all of us to sit down together and work together. I was surprised at the tremendous amount of information had by DSS. I was shocked. We in DI, I was in Defense Intelligence Agency, and when they were forced to bring out the files, I was shocked. They have so much information at DSS presently as I'm talking about what I'm talking about. They have. But you see, if a fish is going to get spoiled, it's going to start getting spoiled from the head. The DSS will not do anything except the Commander-in-Chief's body language shows that this is the direction I want to go. That is where the problem is. The DSS has tremendous information. By the time 2023 is here and somebody take over and wants to undo some of this evil that I've seen in this country, you'll be surprised names that the DSS will bring out. They have the information. There's nothing I'm going to say here that they don't have. The defense headquarters have the solution for the kinetic aspect. They do. I'm not going to come here to advise them. I work with them and they're still there. The chief of naval staff was in the intelligence with me. We were together in Defense Intelligence Agency. That's Vice Admiral Gambo. I know these people are good. They know what to do. It's not that they have problems. It has to do with politics, the sponsors, people that feel that this country should be Islamized.
You know, assuming but not conceding that, I mean, that all of this is the case. So what is the end game? Because I imagine as a strategist, that's what you think about too. So these things are happening. What is the end game? So why will this be allowed to fester? For what purpose?
The end game for them, because we did, normally when you want to look at this type of challenges, what you do is that you go through what we call the intelligence circle. Okay? When you do the processing and you do the analysis before dissemination point, you discover that the end game for them is to just turn this country into like a Taliban type of country. And it's a mindset. And anything goes. In other words, 10% casualties, 20% casualty is allowed in trying to achieve the end game of Islamizing this country.
That's for the terrorists, the bandits.
It's not for the terrorists and the bandits, for the sponsors. Because I told you, and I will repeat on this channel, the sponsors of Boko Haram and the bandits are the problems. And defense headquarters, the army headquarters, the naval headquarters, the air force cannot do anything about that. Buhari has to do something about that. The Interpol has the list of those people that are sponsoring Boko Haram. I work with Interpol. They should ask. If they don't know, they should ask. The government of Dubai, they have the list of those people. During the trial of those people that were caught, names were mentioned. They have the list. The government also told us that they've arrested 400 sponsors of Boko Haram. Why should a government not try those people and bring peace and harmony and safety to this nation? Why won't a government do that? Those people that are going to harass cadets and officers in NDA, they live around the place. I know NDA very well. I was in Georgia, I was in NDA as young officers, and I know the area very well. They live around the place. So why can't you put up a blimp that can see what they are doing in real time and eliminate them? Why won't you do that?
In fact, there were more details saying that some persons slept up, but we'll come to that hopefully. Mark has got some questions for you.
This is an open secret. This man, he has already said everything. Starting from the beginning to the end, there is no any stone that is untouched. And he mentioned them. He mentioned their name. In fact, he mentioned the people that is doing all those problems, causing all those buying of people in the country. But I hope and I believe, and it being that it is Igbo people that is doing all those things, they would have gone to the east and make sure that they wipe everybody out from this earth. They will do it. That is their plan. That is the plan of the government. Had it been, it is the Igbos that the UN, the American and other global power have been mentioning in their list and saying that they are the people that are sponsoring terrorists in Nigeria. By now, I don't think that Igbo race will still be existing, because they would have go there and make sure that they wipe everybody out. And the first time that US list out the main people that are sponsoring terrorists in Nigeria. They never listen to them. What they do is they run and now went out and claim that they now list, the Nigerian government claim that they list out names of people that are sponsoring terrorists, and the name that they are listing out were the Igbo names, were the IPOB, and some of the northern people nobody knows about that they list out. But where they are pointing hand is the Igbo, that the Igbo people, that they are the sponsors of terrorists. Go back and check the list Nigerian brought out when they told them to bring out the list of those people that are sponsoring terrorists. They never mention, in fact, they never go straight to the people that is causing the main problem. But they keep doing something that when you see it, you will start asking yourself, are you sure we are still in a country? Or we are just in an area where people just keep working morning and night, coming without law, without policy, with nothing. In fact, it is something that is only God that will help. Is only God that will help the nation. A country where the government is the sponsor of the main problem in the land, then what will be the fate of the people that they are leading? And this man said it, that their agenda, their plan is to Islamize everybody. And Mazan Kano said it when he was speaking. All his talk, all his aim, all his speech is that people should not keep silent and be watching those people, your enemy, those janjaweed and those people to come in and destroy your life, destroy your livelihood, make sure that they rape your mother, rape your sister, and they make sure that they destroy anything that makes you a human being. That you should try and defend yourself against those evil that is coming. That's the plan that they are using to come. It is not ordinary force that they used before. This one, they are coming with a heavy force that will make you to surrender. That is the offense Mazen Amdekano committed. Then Nigeria now called him a terrorist, start chasing him. Now went to Kenya to kidnap him back to Nigeria and claim that he's a terrorist, he's a sponsor, he's this, that. But glory be to God that today this man and everybody have been seeing it, the way every secret is now opening day by day. And the governments of Nigeria, they don't used to do anything concerning the issue of all those terrorists. Every time they will come out and they will tell you that they should use kinetic approach or they should use kinetic style. The other time they say that bandits, Boko Haram and the ISWAP, all of them, they are Nigerian prodigal sons, that they need forgiveness. And all of them should come back to the society and they start embracing peace and the other things. And all those things is the main problem of the whole thing. How can you reintegrate terrorists into the society and at the end you want that society to be peaceful? In fact, just watch this and for us to call it a day so that you understand things going on in this country.
Nigeria may split. I mean, these are dangerous statements to make about a country that's not yours.
These are dangerous statements. It's not today the Americans make statements like that. We don't support it. I don't support the splitting of this country. I'm a big believer in one Nigeria. Yeah. But the question is, with one Nigeria, what's the proposition? Let's have the conversation. A proposition where people are being killed based on their tribe. A proposition where there's genocide happening. A lot of Christians are being killed. I know people like to frame the argument and say, oh, they are bandit activities, they are this and all of that. But in areas of Benue, it's actually a genocide. It's because they are killed specifically because they're Christians. So there's an intent issue. Although the other part will also say, oh, they were reprisals, they also killed us in return and all of that. But there's a genocide going on, which we cannot deny. So the question is, the proposition for one Nigeria has to be built on justice, a clear sense of equity, and a clear sense of fairness. But when you don't have that, people will feel disgruntled. And that's why people will say all sorts of things and talk about splitting and everything. Because heck yeah, it is a miracle that the country is still surviving. Because of the level of unfairness. So, for instance, look at the argument being made by a general. I think the general should have played down this argument of rehabilitation. Because it doesn't work. Despite how many peace deals we've had with the bandits, have they not gone back to hurt those people in the society? If you are making the argument and you're calling the Bible, what would you tell the father of those boys in Borno that died, 4 of them in that bomb attack, when they were just going to break their fast? What would you tell them? So you have to be able to also balance this argument out by saying, what about the plight of the people? If somebody kills, the law has a procedure for what should be done to that person. You do not have a right to tell us, oh, they are repentant, they killed. So what about the people they killed? They don't deserve justice? With rehabilitation programs, we have to be careful because it has not collectively worked in the end. They should bring out this 20,000 people that they said they have rehabilitated and see how many of the percentage have gone back to the crimes. Is it all of them that are doing the vocational job they fought for them for? We cannot do this to ourselves.
Where are the jobs?
So that's why we call on the state to be able to ensure that it has the right and the monopoly of violence against these people in the first place, beats them to a certain extent, and those that are found worthy, justice must be done. You can't say people that kill people, criminals that kill people, that slaughter people, and then the next thing you say, oh, the Bible said.
He's quoting the prodigal son, Luke chapter 15, verses 11 to 32. Now the prodigal son collected his inheritance, he squandered it, and he came back to his father to ask for forgiveness. And then the evening ended with celebration. The prodigal son being referred to is not a criminal. He's just a child who wasted his own inheritance. In this instance, we're talking about criminals. And General Oluyede, who has spent his entire life as a soldier, fighting criminals trying to subvert the sovereignty of Nigeria, ought to know that. If he doesn't know his Bible, he should go and take it and read it again. Sections that he doesn't understand, if he's a Christian and he has a pastor, let him seek further education. The second part of it, however, is that yesterday we discussed this same subject. We say that Nigeria does not even have the capacity to rehabilitate anybody. I think someone has also famously said in this country that there's no such thing as a repentant terrorist or bandit. These are people who kill. These are people who rob people of their future. These are people who cause, sorrow for families. These are people who subvert the entire country. And then you say, if they say they are repentant, they should be taken back. I think the general was perhaps more interested in the budget, because he said, if you are asking us to do Operation Safe Corridor, we are ready, but the money is not there in the budget for 2026. And the one lawmaker who was there, he said, we will come back to you with proposal. No. This should not be about money. This should be about the security agencies discharging their responsibilities under the Constitution. The last time they tried Operation Safe Corridor, they even arranged wives for terrorists in one state, thinking that if they are domesticated. But they went back. Yeah. Some of them were even absorbed into the military, we were told. Yeah. What did Nigeria achieve as a result of that?
Have you seen it, the way things is happening? What did Nigeria achieve? What did the government achieve? And the result of that is a very big statement. Nothing. The only thing that people achieve is pain, poverty, deprivation, raping, buying of people every day in the country. So in the whole thing that they are doing for people to achieve, people achieve more suffering, more pain in the land, because you cannot reintegrate terrorists in the society and be expecting peace to reign in the country. That is not, that in fact, that can never work in anywhere in the world. We never see it, and it can never work in anywhere. If you see a terrorist, you send them back to hell where they belong to. If you see those who is buying people every day, you send them back to the people that back to the God that sent them to the world, because they say that they used to do it and used to call Allah. So you send them back to the Allah. Allah should welcome them and welcome their soul and put them in the place that they are looking for. So all those things that is going on in the country, it is the result of the government. the government, they don't want to take action. In fact, I would say they don't want to take action. They are the people that is doing it. So whenever somebody is causing something, he will keep on claiming or sounding as if he's not the one, meaning that they are the people that is drumming, and they're still asking who is the one that is drumming. In fact, a lot is going on in this country, and you are claiming, or they are claiming, that Nigeria should not disintegrate. There is no country that will be living in the type of system Nigeria will be living, that people will not clamor for division, people will not clamor for disintegration, and people will not clamor for good life, because you cannot live in this country and you'll be seeing things happening, and you will not talk about let my people go, fellow, let my people go. That is the solution of it. That is but what is there, that they are afraid to come to the round table to discuss the unity or the disintegration of this country. They are afraid, and the people that is doing all those things is the people that is sponsoring those terrorists. They don't want anybody to go. They want everybody to be Islamized. And whether you like it or you don't like it, you must be Islamized. That is their plan, that is their agenda. But we hope that can never work. If it works in the upper part of the country, we believe in the east and in the south, it can never work. Those, they should understand this, because they cannot Islamize the Igbo, and they cannot Islamize the south. So they can Islamize the west, the north, and other parts, because it has already started. They went to Oyo, and then what they demand is for them to sign for Sharia law, and also for them to do other things according to the Islamic. So it already began, but we believe that they can never do it in this east, because that place is no-go area. Well, I would like you to comment down below, like, subscribe, and make sure you share it for everyone to see the thing going on in Nigeria, because this is a heavy secret, a secret that has been revealed, so that you will hold this and say, look at the evidence of what you are saying. That is how it is.